In this video, we're gonna discuss whether or not you should have an LLC if you're about to get into solar sales. Thank you so much for tuning in on another video on the channel. My name's Ivan, and I help people grow and start profitable sales orgs in solar in a matter of days, showing them how to sell over the phone and be location independent. So what I want to focus on in this video is I want to talk about obviously whether or not you should have an LLC if you're about to get into solar or if you already are in solar. So the reason why I wanted to do this video is because recently I had a conversation with somebody and they had an interesting, it wasn't really a question, they had an interesting situation going on, and I don't want that to be you once again, and so that's why I'm sharing that information with you. Once again, if you haven't subscribed to the channel and you're brand new, I appreciate you, but please give me a sub, and if you like the content of this video, also boost it up by giving me a like. So I was talking to this individual and he was selling in the state, literally pushing deals through someone else, not directly through the installer. And so we had a massive override to pay on top of the installer's red line. That was ridiculous. I think it was something around 40 or 50 cents a watt, which if you're new to solar, on a 10 kW system, for example, that's about $400 to $500. And that's a lot, because as you can imagine, that $400 or $500 could have well gone towards his commission, but it didn't. And that's the reason why it made me want to do this video. The number one reason why he wasn't able to get directly with an installer is because he did not have an LLC. He did not have a corporation. And most installers or EPCs out there, they will require you to have an LLC, which is basically a limited liability company, in order to be able to accept deals from your side, because that's your way of protecting yourself, basically. Not every single installer requires an LLC, but I would say it's probably 9 or 9.5 out of 10. It's very, very common practice. So one of the reasons why you want to have an LLC if you're in solar sales is so that you can save yourself a lot of margin, because you're not going to have to go through someone else. You can just go directly with the installer and make the most amount of money for you and your company as possible. The second reason why you want to have an LLC is because you can have a lot of write-offs. And it's so much easier. Your accountant, if you have an accountant, right, they will love you for it if you have an LLC that's not directly in your name, because technically with the sole proprietorship, it's still manageable, but having an LLC that's not in your name is so much easier to differentiate expenses between, your personal expenses and then your company expenses. And on top of that, there's a lot of stuff that you can write off. So you want to have an LLC. What I am saying is, first of all, you're not able to work most of the time direct to installer. So that's a big reason why you want to have an LLC. You want to be able to save yourself that profit margin that could have gone to you instead of paying that to someone else just because you don't have an LLC. So you want to make sure that you do the necessary work. It doesn't take a lot at all. You can go and file an LLC online for literally like a couple $100. So it doesn't cost anything. And I promise you, just that one alone, just imagine that you were to sell that, 10 kW system, 10 kilowatt system, and you were to pay somebody, 30, 40, 50 cents a watt, which is literally like $300, $400, $500 on one single deal that you're going to be wasting just because of that someone's override on top of the red line of the installer. And the second reason is obviously the tax purposes. That's very, very huge, because you can have a lot of write-offs that you don't even realize right now if you don't have an LLC. So that's going to conclude this video. I hope you got some value from it if you're just starting out in solar. If you did already have a company and you decided to go through and watch this video, I appreciate you. And again, if you want to learn how to start and run your own profitable sales org in solar, then make sure to check out the course. Depending on when you're watching this video, it should have already come out. But watch out for the first link in the description box below, because that course right there is absolutely mind-blowing. My mission is to help as many people as possible get into solar the right way without wasting time, money, effort, energy, and sacrifice to learn what it is they need to know to be profitable and make a lot of money in solar. So this course is all about selling over the phone, showing you how to generate leads from scratch using paid and free methods, and also how to build a solar sales team environment that your team can excel in once you start hiring and growing your company. So again, if you're still watching, I appreciate you, I love you, and let me know in the comments if you like the content of this video. If you didn't, obviously please just let me know. I want to know what kind of content you're interested in, and so I can continue to put those out. All right, so I appreciate you, and I'll see you again on the next video.